So yeah, I've got my VS Code, I've got my IntelliJ. So how do you want to work it?
Okay, so I just sent you a link to a VS Code live share.
Okay. All right. Could you put it in the could you put it in the Zoom chat?
Oh, I put it in Discord. I can put it in here too, though. So,
Oh, sweet. Okay. Yeah, I got it up.
yeah,
Oh, can I do this in my local VS Code as well?
yeah, you should be able to.
Oh,
100%.
sweet. Oh yeah. All right, cool. All done. Close this tab. I gotta install an extension for this. I think.
Yeah, you'll have to install. There is an extension. Yep.
Okay, so what's the agenda for today then?
Yeah, so I mean, the agenda for today, I'm sharing my screen by the way, so you can see my code until you can get it up and running yourself. But so right now I'm making a fixed price sale with royalty blueprint. That I
Okay.
mean, the goal is to be able to list an NFT or NFTs for sale for some kind of resource, like accepted payment tokens of some resource for, I mean, some price. And then there's a royalty attached to that NFT that's also provided as when you create the blueprint, you instantiate it into a component.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, today, I mean, I've written all the code. I have no idea if it works, right? But my goal is just to write some tests to see if it's functioning as, I mean, I want it to work.
Okay. All right, sweet. Let me just see. For some reason, I'm having some technical problems on my end. Because I can't see. Oh,
You
it's
can't
waiting
see
for
my,
your. It says waiting for host approval.
oh, for joining the shared space.
Yeah, it's got some says at the bottom here.
Uh, Interesting. Let me try and send it to you again. Maybe, if you click on, I guess it's just the same link again. If you click on the link again, I know that this is a little bit glitchy, but
Yeah, 1 second. Let's go. Because if anything, I'll just do it in the browser. It's just I tried to do it locally, so that might have been the issue. Open live share.
so my Rust stuff is going pretty good here too. Let's go. Rust
And yeah,
analyzer and cargo check. Yeah.
I'll do it on mine. All right, 1 second. Let me see if I could do it in the browser.
Okay. Is it still saying like waiting for host approval? Is that what it's set
No,
to?
no, I'm not on that anymore. Um, continuing web browser. Here we go. Continue as anonymous. This user. At the bottom, it says joining collaborative session, waiting for host approval.
There we go. Accept read, right. I don't know. It didn't pop up for me last time. That was weird, but
Okay.
I just
Oh,
accepted
yeah.
it. Let me know if you're in.
Yeah, I'm good to go. I'm in.
Heck
Sweet.
yeah. So you should have the ability to type
Mm-hmm.
and I mean hop around all the files in here. So
Sweet. Okay. Let me go to the Rust file that you have. I'll minimize that here.
yeah, so I mean we got our source. lib.rs. Then we have some tests lib.rs. And I mean, my goal was to figure out how to write tests. I guess
Okay,
I'm
fair
like,
play.
I guess I'm
So
missing commas and stuff.
so these so under non-fungible data, I've got a red squiggly line. Is that because of am I missing some dependencies? Oh, look, here it is at the bottom. Okay. Non-fungible data not expanded.
Yeah, so my app is like it's still building, still doing a cargo check and it's getting through to Scrypto. My guess is that once it actually gets through everything, that it'll recognize these macros. But I guess not because it just finished and it didn't do anything. So let's see. So I'm still learning how to set up my environment, and I guess I have to set it up each time.
Yeah, no, that's all good. That's all good.
Let's see.
I don't want to kind of mess up what you're doing. But yeah, let me see if I can assist. Let me see if I can assist. Hold on.
Oh, it just fixed itself.
Yeah.
Well, I don't see
That's
any more red squigglies.
oh, I've got a lot. I've got 6 to 8 on mine.
Okay. I
Yeah,
mean,
legit.
it's fixed for me. I have a couple. I only have like on the hash map now. I only have a red squiggly there.
I've got one on line 3. I've got one on line 9.
Uh, under. So I mean, one of the things with the live share is that like I don't know how it shares dependencies, so I'm not sure how it gets you all of
Yeah.
my dependencies. So this is an interesting experiment. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's working for me. Like I don't have any more error with the non-fungible data or the blueprint or the Scrypto export. Like I don't have any of that. It just fixed itself. I do have an issue down below with a hash map. It's telling me that missing generics for struct STD collection hash map. Expect at least 2 generic arguments. Okay,
Oh, oh,
so I need to add a.
I found a little thing on ah I found a little thing on GitHub to do with the errors on my end. Some people are saying it's to do with a proxy. Others are saying they're still unable to like download the or get the dependencies from the live share, regardless of whether they're using a proxy or anything like that.
Mhm.
So yeah, I really don't want to spend the time I have trying to do that. Um I hate doing
Okay.
dependency stuff. But
Yeah, I think we all do. I mean,
yeah.
so what what do you think is the best way for us to work together then? What would you like to
Um
do?
I
Do you
think
want to
I
just
can
follow
help
me
you.
along?
Yeah, well, okay, so two areas that I think I could probably help. Maybe data structures. Maybe like if you're creating something, I can maybe help with the design and maybe what data structures we should use, maybe what sorting algorithms. Then maybe if it's tests you want to look at, I don't mind going off and doing a Google and seeing what I can find in regards to tests.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, when I was looking through the test documentation for Scrypto, like, I mean, there wasn't all that much, I'll be honest. So it might be a bit more trial and error than a Google.
All right, cool.
More like, yeah.
I'll give it a bit of a read because yeah. All right, I'll give it a bit of a read and see if
How familiar are you with Rust already?
um not too I'm a little bit familiar. So I've done it when I say a little bit, I mean a little bit. So I know that it's quite similar to Python in the sense that you don't need to declare your data types as an example. I know people say like it's I think faster than C sharp or C plus plus, and there's something in regards to like the garbage collector. Like it makes Rust way more efficient than C plus plus or C sharp, one of the two. Um,
Uh,
but
C
hey,
sharp, probably.
Is it C sharp? Okay.
Yeah, it's C
And
sharp.
and I've written just like basic little functions, not really with Scrypto, but in Rust, I've written basic little functions. But the language I'm most comfortable with is Java.
Okay.
Um, um, yeah, I've been wanting to learn Rust anyway, so this just kind of gives me I an excuse to learn it or a reason to learn it quicker. And also I think once you got your data structures down and you you got to grips with like how you write your methods and whatnot, it'll take a little bit of time, but you'll get there.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, let's see. I'm just trying to build some simple blueprints that actually work and that are tested,
Yeah.
and then build a simple way to interact with them, figure how I can interact with them. So, from my perspective, let's see, there's a couple of things that I need that as a developer, I need to know in order to build Web3 applications. Um, First and foremost, obviously, is I need to be able to write smart contracts. So
Hmm.
that's kind of step number one. The
Hmm.
step number two is I need to be able to test those smart contracts thoroughly. Because we're dealing
Hmm.
with assets, it's like you don't want it to be hackable. People should never be able to hack things. And so I need to have very thorough tests. That's kind of number one. Number two, um, that's number three would be I need to be able to read data from the ledger and execute functions on the ledger. So from Java, I don't care what language that looks like. Most people start with JavaScript and then expand outward from that just because it's easier. People start with websites.
Hmm.
So that's number three. Number four is I need to know how to communicate with the wallet and sign transactions using the wallet.
Hmm.
So I guess I'm kind of in that first two steps of I need to write the smart contract, which I think I've done. Looks like I have a couple of errors that I'm trying to work through, and then test it. And if I can do those two things, it's like, okay, I got my core, right? And then I can move outwards from there.
Hmm. Okay,
So
then.
that's where I'm at.
All right, cool, no problem. So I think okay, I'll do is I'll check out unit testing in like we use JUnit in Java. So I'll check out some unit testing for Rust and then see if we can get to doing some unit tests for the functions. It might not be specific to Scrypto, like the unit test might just be for like just Rust modules and Rust functions, but maybe they'll work. I don't know because it does look kind of bare. The Scrypto test I did look, and you're right, it's not too much.
Yeah. So someone reached out to me when I asked about it 2 weeks ago, and they said they're working on something for it. And I'd love to flesh out their documentation. But I know, for example, that I can write Scrypto tests and run tests this way, and it'll compile things. Obviously, I mean, quite a lot of errors. I'm not sure but I suspect that all those errors are just from me. So, I mean, it's trying to compile. So I'm happy. I'm really happy, actually.
Are you running? Okay, yeah, because I wasn't even looking at the terminal. Okay,
Yeah. So I just ran Scrypto test, and it basically just said, "Hey, got all these errors that it was already showing me up here." So, I mean, it makes sense.
fair play.
Yeah,
Okay,
so what do we got? I
okay.
mean, it's
Do you
missing
think it would be
royalty
worth?
badge, resource address.
Do you think it would be worth getting doing like a Rust unit test?
Um, no, I would say that we want to use Scrypto test. Like
Okay,
that's the one thing I was able to find on their like in their documentation is that they do have a Scrypto test and it runs this tests librs file,
okay,
and it has the manifest builder with the Scrypto unit, the Scrypto prelude, and it basically has all of the dependencies. You said you don't like working with dependencies, so it's already satisfied for us. We don't have to deal with it. Um, and using this, we can emulate transactions on the ledger.
okay.
Does that make
Cool,
sense?
cool. Yeah, yeah, makes sense, makes sense.
Dope.
Okay, what I'll do is Okay, let me look for the testing documentation for Scrypto then. So I was looking at it for Rust initially. Let's have a look.
So royalty badge resource. Should be able to throw it right there. Heck yeah, let's go. Oh, now we got an error up here.
Testing writing test.
Do mute.
Okay. The way in which
It's 9%. How do I make, how do we, do you know how to,
yeah, go for it.
do you know how to create a mutable variable in Rust?
Yeah, you just yeah, you put the MUT, right? That's literally it. It's isn't it just MUT prior to the variable name?
Is that it? Yeah. All right. Nope. I had an ampersand in there, which I guess would be unwrapping the pointer, which I guess is what they don't want that. Uh, you wonder what the ampersand does in that case. Okay. All right. So we're almost, we have a couple more errors here, I guess. Let's see. Shareholder badge, resource address on type.
What's the logic? Okay, so I'll read some of the stuff out loud as well because you're live streaming, maybe people when they watch it, give them some uh, get some benefit from it. So the way in which tests are written has been changed to allow for a simpler and more convenient way of writing tests. Currently, most of the logic used in tests exists in the test runner class in the Scrypto unit crate. Um, so do you have the test runner class?
Yeah, it's right here. Scrypto unit,
Ah, okay, got you. All right, let me go back to the docs.
test runner.
I'm gonna mm,
All right. So we have shareholder amount of shares. By total amount of shares. What is this? What am I doing here? I thought maybe do I have something down here?
where um
Change my
where are your tests?
in the tests folder.
Test folder, Elizabeth. Okay, tests lib.rs. Okay, great. All right.
Yeah.
Um, cool. All right. I'm just gonna go alongside this and compare it to the doc and see exactly what's going on.
Yeah, so it looks like I had some weird code going on earlier. But if I do shareholder dot amount of shares times bucket dot amount, let's okay. Can't find bucket in this code. It's a payment.
Okay, so you commented out all of the all of the tests.
Yeah,
Why did
well,
you?
so I copied those tests from another library that I found. So most of what I know about tests is like what I copied from others.
Okay,
Uh, so yeah, um, self out total amount of shares. Let's see, payment.take upload.
create
That's
an account,
good.
the environment. What is this? So typed in memory store. What is that?
Memory store. You talking about?
Yeah, so I'm looking at the I'll send it, I'll put it in the chat. 1 second. Um yeah, so this is a document I'm looking at right now. And I'm just looking at the second line. So they've got set up the environment. So you've got the second line there, which is well not the second line, but the
Yeah,
second mutable variable, the test runner
test
initialized.
runner. Yes, they have a store. Okay.
I'm looking and then I'm reading the typed in memory substrate store, and I'm like, okay, what is that?
All right. So so this is Scrypto 0.5.0. Instead of Scrypto
Hmm?
0.5.0, we're on zero point 0.9 right now.
Oops.
Let's
Yeah.
take a look. Yeah, so the docs aren't 100% updated, but their example. So if we we Google Scrypto community examples GitHub. Actually, no, not that one, just Radix Scrypto examples. So if we go to like Radix Scrypto examples and we hop on like maybe like NFT, we go and check out the NFT marketplace or something like that.
Okay.
We can find
And
one with tests in it.
okay, let me have a look. Let me see. Mm,
Yeah, this will work.
could you send that link to where you saw the test? I'm not in the, oh yeah,
Yeah, I
sweet.
just sent it. Yeah, so this test, double check. Yeah, so that test is using Scrypto 0.9. And so we can emulate it to create our transactions.
Okay, cool, no problem.
So this one doesn't use a store. I don't know what the store is for. Since it's
Mm,
not in the 0.9, I say we can ignore it.
yeah, okay. In account. Hmm. So the second line, they created an account, but they didn't assign it a variable name, or is so you've got let open brackets public key, private key, account component. Is that the variable name?
Yeah,
I'm
those
a
are the
bit
variables. So you've got three returns from the new allocated account.
right. Okay. Okay. New allocated account returns those three variables. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's run on. Hmm.
And for those who can't see what he's doing, I guess I'll drag this on screen.
It's yeah, the brackets just threw me off a bit. I haven't really seen those when you um create a variable. I haven't seen the brackets. Haven't seen anything written like that before. So that threw me off.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. Like, I mean, I don't think there's any other language that's as low level as Rust that still allows you to return multiple things from a function really easily, right? They
Mm.
literally just, from what I can tell, this looks like a Python statement where Python you can return multiple values. You just comma separate all of your different things you're returning, and you can just unpack all of those things in one go, just like this. So it's cool. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, so I need. All right, so my fixed token sale with royalty is almost there. We got and the amount owed We got our shareholder, but I don't have a shareholder though. So we got,
Would you
how
like
do
me
I,
to paste in some of this code into the test folder?
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
do it.
Okay. Cool.
More resources, more examples. I'm definitely not opposed to that. Let's see.
Publish package. Where is it publishing? Publish package. Hmm.
So,
Okay. Hmm. Publish package. What does that mean? Do they have in the documentation, does it have like a reference to all of the functions? Or do you kind of just have to figure it out?
in the documentation, they do have a reference to most, if not all, of the functions that you'll need. Maybe
Okay,
not for
cool.
the tests, but what precisely are you looking for? Oh,
Um, so as I'm looking through the tests, you've got create an account, which I'm assuming is like a dummy account that you're creating, and then it's got
yeah.
publish publish package. Now, I'm not really familiar with this concept. So, first of all, what are you
Okay.
publishing? Where are you
Yeah.
publishing it to? And why do you need to publish it? That's kind of what's going through my head right now.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. So you're looking at compile and publish in the package address. So publishing the package. So line 14. Yeah.
Yeah, line 14. Yeah.
Okay. So for my, how often have you worked with blockchains or ledgers, like distributed ledgers? Any
Yeah, no,
experience? Yeah.
yeah, yeah, fair bit. Solidity,
Okay.
a few other networks as well, but normally just with the SDK. So
Right.
Java uses the Java SDK instead of like the smart contract language.
Okay. So let's see. Can you still hear me? One of my AirPods died, but the other
Yeah,
one's
yeah,
still
I'm
working, I
still.
think. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Um, First and foremost, we're compiling. So Rust uses, well, I believe it uses packages. I think more common term is a crate. So I'm not sure what, like, I think they're using package synonymously with crate in this context.
Okay.
But maybe Scrypto uses the word package. But basically, we have this source here with the librs, and this has our blueprint, right? And we're compiling this blueprint and everything with it, and then we're publishing it to the ledger. And in the test, I assume that they're spinning up some, uh, they're just creating a test version of the ledger that we can interact with,
Mm,
create our manifest, submit the manifest to, right? So like if we keep going, like I mean, transaction one, we create a new manifest that calls a function that I mean we then it builds the manifest, and then the test runner executes the manifest, ignoring the fee. So that's pretty nice. If you're looking at my screen, I don't know, but
yeah,
and so we have like,
I'm actually I'm trying to get to your screen right now. Hold on.
oh, okay,
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, yeah, I'm here now. Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah, all good.
So let me know if you hear me. You kind of cut out a little
Yeah, I
bit
can hear
there.
you.
You're right.
Yeah, yeah, it's all good. I can hear you.
Hey, you still there? Okay, you can hear me. I can't hear you.
Hello, hello, hello.
Weird. Let me. How's that? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, okay, yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay.
Maybe my AirPod died. Weird. Okay, so I mean, we're executing and we're executing the manifest. We're ignoring the fee that we would normally have to pay for that manifest. So, I mean, my guess is that this test runner is literally creating like a mini ledger. We are compiling and publishing our package to that mini ledger, and then
Mm,
we're just running transactions on our mini ledger with our published package.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's my understanding of it.
Yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Uh, yeah, let's give it a shot in it. If it works, yeah, then it's yeah, I do like to. I am a bit of a bookworm when it comes to functions, though. I do sometimes I just yeah, I'll just read through the documentation like crazy, just so I know for sure. I sometimes I don't like to kind of assume things, but I know the documentation's a little bit bare. Like it's pretty good compared to a few other networks. Don't get me wrong, it's not that. I think it's a good start, to be honest.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely a good start. And I mean, I want to help them with it. So as I'm building out the tests right now, once I get to that point, I'd like to start writing like the process for how you build tests. So I think
Hmm.
having a good process would be nice. But right now I'm
Okay.
getting this private type royalty share in public interface. Can't leak private type. So maybe I need to, can I make this struct public?
What's the instantiate component function? Hmm.
Well, that fixed the error. Great. Awesome.
First builder.
Except now Scrypto unit is missing. Let's try a Scrypto test. Let's see what we get.
I need to find this library. Where is it? Okay, transaction manifest. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna read up on this. Make
Yeah.
sure I got it under my belt.
The manifest is really fetching cool, dude. I'm a fan.
Oh yeah? All right,
Yeah.
cool. All right, give me a second. Hold on.
It's compiling.
Hold on, I'll be right back. Give me a minute.
Okay. I mean, I'll just keep talking because if I plan on putting this on YouTube, like, let's go. This is awesome. Ooh, sec P256K1. All right. We are making progress. I don't know what the error is here. You were okay. No, you're not. Okay, nice. I suspect we'll see in a second. How we doing? Hmm. Let's go, man. This is great. Making that progress. Okay, gotta build transaction, Radix engine interface, Scrypto, Radix engine. So I guess what it's doing right now is compiling all of my crates. Ooh, there we go. It's compiling the fixed price sale with royalty. How's it doing? Come on, buddy. And I mean, hopefully once it's done this, it doesn't have to do it again. Interesting. So I thought I did this last time.
Cool. All right. Oh, I'm back. So yeah, I'm just gonna check out this manifest concepts. Hold on one second.
Yeah, dude. Manifest is really cool. I mean, it's only possible because everything is a component in Scrypto.
Mhm.
Super fetching nice.
Cool.
All right, so I got some errors in the tests folder. Weird, because it was totally fine.
Yeah, I
Ooh.
only added one line anyway, so I'd be surprised if it was. Yeah, you commented that out.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I'm just checking. Use of undeclared crate or module. Okay, so I mean, I guess I need to add the Scrypto unit crate and look up how to do that.
okay.
Rust, adding another crate. How to add a crate to Rust using cargo. Okay. Ah, all right. Maybe that's it. Could it be so simple? So we got, oh, where were you? Magic card.
Made it.
There it is. Okay, dev dependencies.
So what did you just do then? Because I was literally reading documentation, so I just missed it.
Now, so I'm adding to the cargo.toml. I don't know what toml stands for, by the way, but basically I'm adding the
Okay.
transaction and Scrypto unit dependencies
Hmm.
to this package because
Okay.
that's the issue we're running into here is that Scrypto unit and the transaction don't
Mm,
exist. So the test runner doesn't exist, right? So now that I've added both of those, if I run Scrypto test again, maybe it'll, oh, it's fetching. Okay, so just updating the cargo.toml is hopefully going out and fetching the Scrypto units and the transaction crates for me so I can use them here.
okay.
And I believe that's just a Rust thing. Like I'm pretty sure this is just Rust.
Yeah, that comes with every. I think it comes with like every Rust project. Your TOML file.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just gotta wait. Looks
So
like it's
do
pretty
would you
slow.
have experience with Rust outside of Scrypto then?
Sorry?
You have experience with Rust outside of Scrypto?
None whatsoever.
Oh, okay.
No.
Fair play. Fair play.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm mostly just as I'm building Scrypto things, I'm trying to separate what is Rust and what isn't. So that because there is another Rust project I want to tackle.
Hmm.
Uh, I want to use Rust for some games in Godot, and I'm gonna
What's
need to.
good down?
It's a game engine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it I know about Real Engine 5, I think. Real Engine 5. Is it on that type of, are they like competitors on the same level, like, or is it different?
No, Godot is an open source game engine, so
Okay.
they don't charge any money. When you release a game, you own it all the way down to the machine code, which is pretty awesome.
Okay. How do you
So
spell
yeah, what's up?
how do you spell Godot?
Godot.
Odot. Oh, okay, cool. Sweet.
Yeah.
And they do that in Rust, yeah? Rust is compatible with that.
So Godot has they call it GD, like a Godot extension. So if
Mhm.
they basically set it up so that you can uh, create libraries that are callable or instantiated from Godot. So you
Okay.
can, there's a GD extension for Rust. So I can call Rust functions, create Rust objects
Mhm.
from Godot. Uh, the main two languages, though, are Godot Script, which is a custom-made language, and C Sharp, like Unity.
Mhm. Okay, cool. All right. Mhm.
I love it though. I really do. All right, you've been fetching the metadata for like 5 minutes, man. What's going on?
Transaction fees and checks the resource amounts.
Ooh, did I stop you?
So transaction manifest. From what I've gathered, it's a set of processes that can be automated and kind of run after each other. So almost like a switch statement.
I don't know if I'd call it a switch statement. Honestly, the transaction manifest is more like a list of commands that are run sequentially
Oh,
on components on Radix.
okay.
So, like, let's say, for example, let's hop over the tests here. Check out the librs. So this manifest builder.new, this creates a new manifest, and then it just adds in this first, like, for example, it calls a function here.
Hmm.
And here's the package address, so it knows it's looking at this blueprint.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
It's calling hello NFT, and we can double check, like just uh see we got what's hello NFT. It's not found, so I'm not 100% sure what that is.
That's what I'm saying. I need the parameter arguments. I need to,
Yeah.
that's what I need. It's like,
Yeah, it'd be nice to have those. So it calls it hello NFT, and I think it says it's instantiating the component. So
no, I think, no, instantiate is a function. Instantiate component is a function. That's you literally just passed it. Yeah. If you just go up a little
oh
bit,
yeah,
it's
right
right
there.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's calling the instantiate component function
Yeah.
with whatever the fetch manifest args is. And it looks like manifest args might just be pulled in from somewhere else.
Mm.
Okay, so it looks like a function is just something that exists on the Radix network because you have a function and then you have a method, right? I mean, what's the difference between those two things?
Yeah, no, I think it's oh, you've got a cool function, you've got a cool method. That's interesting. Uh,
Yeah, so my guess is that the call function is calling a function that just globally exists on the Radix network, the Radix ledger.
hmm.
Because this is literally telling like this is pointing at a blueprint here that you've published, right? So
Yeah.
you have an existing blueprint and you're telling it to instantiate. And we know that the blueprint itself is like a public function here.
Mhm.
So let's see, what's another method? I guess we got buy a special card. So maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
Hmm.
So what's the difference between a method? Like, yeah, you're calling a method on a component, right? So I don't know.
Let component, okay, equals receipt one. Receipt one. What is receipt one?
Where this?
Yeah, okay, there you go.
This is the result of executing. So I suspect that, I mean, this has, yeah, so this has all the metadata from actually executing the manifest that was created. And then we can get the component from it I guess, in this manner. They have expect commit is true and the new component address here.
Mm, mm. There must be, where the hell did this person get it from? There must be some documents that says what this cool function is. Because
Well,
they,
I mean,
yeah.
the guy who wrote it, like Jake at Radix Works, like he's the one who reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'm building. I know there isn't any documentation for testing right now. I'm building it right now." So I,
Fair
I
play.
think he helped make it, and that's what I mean. He's got cheat
Oh,
code
so that's why he
basically.
knows what he's doing because he's kind of,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's on
pretty
the
close to
inside,
close to
man.
the
He's on
ground.
the inside.
Fair play, fair play.
Yeah.
Well, tell him to come on the outside and come on one of these live streams.
Yeah, man. Teach us. Teach us.
Yeah,
I think they're kind of holding off a bit because well, Scrypto Babylon goes live in like 50 days. So I think
super
they
excited about it.
I think they've got some they've got enough of a feature freeze now that we should be able to like make some good docs.
Yeah,
'Cause
just
things shouldn't
um,
change, right?
I think honestly, the docs are pretty good. The only thing I'd say that, based upon what I can see, is probably the testing, and then just having some clarification on the parameters. That would be, yeah, some documentation on the parameters for the functions would be super helpful. Um,
Yes. I mean, at the end of the day,
uh,
that's all you really need. Anything
yeah,
on top of that's just like helps you go a little bit faster. But as long
mm,
as you have a function reference, like documentation on all your functions and the reference to all of those, like, yeah, I agree. And they should have those. They should be able to generate that just from there. I feel like you should be able to generate that based on like, for example, if we hop over to this librs over here, like the documentation on this function alone, like, dude, that's perfect. This is great. Just
mm.
find a way to there's got to be a way, right, to just automatically generate your docs from the code that you have written.
So initially you said so I said, should I do maybe some unit tests in Rust? Why were you not kind of, why did you, yeah, not think that was the right way to go?
Well, because if you do just unit tests in Rust, it's like you're gonna miss out on this Scrypto unit. Like there's a
Mm,
specific way to test Scrypto blueprints, and if
okay,
you just
yeah, yeah, yeah.
do Rust unit tests, you might get a little bit of insight into that. But I mean, this path that you need to take to like actually test Scrypto blueprints is going to be way different than unit testing a function. For
Yeah,
example,
yeah,
I mean, just the fact that I type in Scrypto test to run these tests is kind of
yeah,
proof of that to me.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. All right. Let's have a look
So,
here.
I mean, my thing is building, so that's good. I don't know why it has to compile everything every single time, though. That kind of sucks.
Hmm.
Maybe it's just compiling this. Yeah. Let's see.
Test the instantiate component. So that's what it's doing. But what is hello NFT? What the hell is that? What is it?
I think it's naming the component. Maybe.
Yeah, and that okay. Yeah, yeah. That I can see. Yeah, that I can see. That I can see, definitely.
I mean, hold on, wait. Like we can actually just write this in here, and let's see. So if I comment this out, let's just kind of copy all their stuff. Oh, don't want to comment you out. We should be able to kind of get a pretty good idea of what they're doing here. So yeah, it's the blueprint name.
Okay. Okay, yep. That's that. All right, cool. So you've got the package name, you got the name of the package, you got the blueprint name, and then you've got the blueprint function name, and
Yeah, the
then manifest
function.
args.
Yep,
Okay,
yep. So boom,
cool.
dude, we have our docs, right?
Yeah.
Assuming you know call function is a thing, you know what it is.
Okay.
Okay, so we can manifest that. So if I'm gonna rename this to just be fixed token sale with royalty. And instead of instantiate component, I don't know what I called it. Maybe it is instantiate component. Instantiate express sale. Boom. And I know that I need some specific things. I need a non-fungible token. I need a bucket of things I'm trying to sell. I need an accepted payment token. I need a price. I need royalties. So, I mean, we gotta make all this crap. It looks like my tests pass though,
Sweet.
even though it's not testing anything.
No,
So
that's decent though. At least you know you haven't got any mistakes up until this point.
yeah, I mean it's building, right? So that's
Yeah.
good. It's building. We're happy with that. So I
Mhm.
guess I mean first things first, we gotta let's see, we need our non-fungible tokens that we're selling. So we need to instantiate, we need to create some non-fungible tokens. How do you do that? We got no idea. We're gonna find out.
All
Uh,
right, let's have a look then. Let's have a look.
does this guy do it? What does he do? Do I do it somewhere
Wait,
else?
yeah, he's got a. If you go up the folder a bit, he's got an NFT marketplace. Uh,
I think I do it here. Yeah, yeah. Okay, a resource builder, new UUID non-fungible.
Rowie badge resources, resource address. Hmm. Yeah, I need to check out that syntax. Yeah. Uh. hmm.
So I should be able to do something like, okay, I need to shrink you down, expand you out. I need to be able to see you both at the same time. Let's try this, man. Let's try this. Create our NFTs. Boom. Step one, make some NFTs. And we do that with our lat NFTs, which is a resource address equal to resource builder new.
Oh, look at this here. Oh, look at this here. Think you might I think you might be on the mark actually. But that repo of Jake, yeah, Jake's repo, he has some code where it creates a fixed set of I think a fixed number. Oh, look here, you got create an NFT resource with mutable supply. You've got this here. Do you want me to paste it in?
Yeah, do it, man.
All right, cool.
So I know this is how we create new. Is it new UUID or non-fungible? Let's just try that. And
Okay, I pasted it at after line after the last line in lib.rs. It's just at the bottom there. So um yeah, can kind of take that from there, I think. Oh, you know what with Scrypto, honestly. Have you worked with Solidity before?
a little bit, yeah.
Gosh, honestly, like I'm not gonna fan out over Scrypto and whatnot, but oh my God, it is actually a breath of fresh air. Right. Oh my gosh. I can actually just call a function and you just make the NFT. Like, that is amazing.
Right? I mean, you're just like, let's just make some new NFTs. It's like, okay. Like, boom, NFTs made. It's great. Yeah. I 100% agree. Okay, so I'm creating this new UUID non-fungible. I don't know if I want to do this new fungible because in here I'm actually double checking that the non-fungible token is a non-fungible.
Okay.
Like
And the
even
one I
if
sent you is fungible, right?
I think
Is
so.
it
I don't know if divisibility has an impact on, but it says like it's creating a new fungible,
all
right?
right? Let me look at
Divisibility is
resource
none.
builder. Let me check out resource builder and see because I think that is a module or something, right? Um, go to resource builder in the docs.
See, so we got mint initial supply.
Okay, the resource builder. Here we go. To create any kind of resource, you will use the resource builder. Okay, so we've got new fungible. Now you want non-fungible, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mintable, non-fungible resources. Here we go. On this page, you will learn how to create non-fungible resources using the resource manager. Okay. Okay, so the first step of creating a NFT with Scrypto is to define the fields that will be present in the individual metadata of each minted NFT. So have you done that? I feel like you have.
I just did, I think. I just added string in here.
All right. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. So process is similar to how you define variables. Um, all right, I'll send you the page that I'm looking at. That's specifically connected to NFTs. Yeah. The process is similar to how you define each material.
UID non-fungible.
New ID. Why did you choose? Okay, so you've got a few different. You've got string non-fungible. Hmm. Your that's okay. Wait, one sec. After new after
Oh,
line
I
six,
got it.
after line 17, um, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, why are you creating an NFT in the test folder?
Oh, because I need to be able to sell it as part of my
But why
test.
don't you reference the NFT from like not the test folder, but like where the actual don't you create it in inside your source file and then you reference the NFT in your test folder? Isn't that how it works?
No, so in the process of the test, and this is my comprehension. Like
Mm.
we create our test runner, we publish our package, so the package exists. Then I'm like we're instantiating the uh, a, a component from the blueprint, right? And in order to instantiate this component, I require these values here. So I need a non-fungible token that I'm going to sell.
Mhm.
So that token isn't part, I don't, it's not part of the blueprint itself. I don't care what token you're sending me. I really
Mhm.
don't. As long as it's an NFT and as long as I can transfer it, I'm happy. So the NFT is created before the instantiation of this blueprint.
Okay.
Does that
Yeah.
make sense? And let me
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I thought I got that part, but Yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah, because normally the way I'm familiar with writing tests is you have your source code and then you have your tests outside your source code, and those tests references the source. And it doesn't seem like you're doing that. So that's what kind of threw me off a bit. Seems like you're creating the NFT within the test file. A bit confused as to why that's the case.
I am creating the NFT in the test file because my test requires an NFT.
But okay, I understand that part. Okay, I
Okay,
got that part. I got
where
that.
would I
Yeah.
create it then?
Hmm?
Where would you say that I need to create the NFT if it's not in my
So
test?
okay, cool. So normally, like you would have a function that you're testing. Now, the function that you're testing isn't with the tests, if that makes sense. Like, so as an example, with JUnit, you don't necessarily, okay, not let's not even use JUnit as an example. There's some other test tools that I use, and you don't create a new function and then test that function. You test the function that you've already made in your source file, you
Mhm.
reference it, and then test it that way. Like,
Yes,
so you call that function, you put in your variables, and you have an expected result as an example. You test that function, you put in your parameters and whatever else you need to put into it, and then you have your expected results and your assert equals to and etc. etc.
yes.
But you don't actually create it within test folder. Obviously, I don't have a clue. Maybe that's what you do in Scrypto. I
Well,
have no idea. But it's just not something I was familiar with.
so I mean, from this perspective, it's like I'm doing exactly what you just described. Uh, Normally in tests, maybe Scrypto has something like this, but they have like a setup and a tear down function. And in the setup function, you create all of your necessary things that are going to be used for your tests. Even in
Okay.
JUnit, that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have that setup function, and I guess you could see kind of all of this, right, as
Mm-hmm.
your setup function. You're prepping all of the resources, the variables that you just said, and getting them ready to be fed into the functions you're testing, like this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All
Right?
right, cool.
So
Mm-hmm.
right here, I'm prepping. I haven't called the
Okay.
function yet because the function requires a non-fungible token, and so I need to make a
You need to make
non-fungible token.
okay, I got you. Yeah, yeah. Got you. Got you. All right.
That's going to return a bucket.
Mhm. Okay. So let's stay on. Okay, yeah, you're putting it there. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, so I guess I need to do something like this. What I meant entries is T and into iterator. What I just hit tab. I was trying to let's see. What does that give us? No. Okay, wait. What is an into iterator? Where T is an into iterator with item D. An example. Okay.
What are you trying to do?
This. I'm trying to pass it all the data that it needs to make my NFT. So I'm minting the initial supply,
Mm-hmm.
flag. I don't care about flag. Maybe that'll work. Okay. So we have NFT1 and NFT2. So we've now minted 2 NFTs in this bucket. And we are going to sell both of them. So
Two function. Two
we're
owned. What's that? What's the two owned function?
two owned.
Yeah. Uh next to within your
Yeah, I'm looking
trade
at it. Let's see.
trades on
Yeah,
data.
from my perspective, let's see. I guess it turns a pointer into an object. This is it. It turns a reference into the actual object. So I mean, if you're looking at my screen, it's like we have let s be equal to ampersand str, which
Mm-hmm.
is pointer to a string. And if we
Mm-hmm.
change it to owned, it's no longer a pointer, it's the actual value. Does that make sense? That's my guess.
Yeah, no, to be honest, I'm not too. That could be it. Yeah,
Are you
I'd
well
say no.
versed in like pass by reference, pass by value?
No, I'm not. No,
No? Okay. So
no.
that's effectively what this is. And I'm struggling to remember what like reference is like give a pointer to something.
Yeah, I'm
And,
familiar with that. Yeah.
and so when you pass it and you make changes in the other on the receiving end, it's like those changes are reflected in the object like just throughout the system. So like I can pass an object to by reference to another function. That function can make changes, and then all of those changes are reflected in
Oh,
the object after that function.
yeah, I follow
That's,
you.
yeah, so pass by value is it creates a copy of it and passes the copy. So it doesn't matter what changes I make to the copy and the
Got you.
function, my original value that I passed in will stay the same after the function call.
So is SS the copy then?
Yeah, SS would be the copy, I
Yeah.
believe.
Okay. Cool. Cool. And what do you call that concept? Because I've never used it before. I've actually never used it.
Pass
That
by reference, pass by value.
okay. All
It's
right. Yeah, I'll check that out.
like reference and value. It's pretty common. Like it's something you really want to understand, especially when you start getting into languages like this, where it's very clear. They've clearly like said this is a reference, this is a value.
Mhm.
Because
Okay.
I mean, for example, from what I can tell, I believe that this string, like a string, that's immutable. You can't change that,
Mhm.
even if
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
want it to. So it's static. If you
Mhm.
wanted to change it, you'd have to turn it back into a pointer like this, and then do something from there,
Mhm.
right? I mean, let's just double check, make sure I'm not spouting lies. But let's see, Rust pointers.
No, you're old school. No chat GPT then.
I could use ChatGPT. Uh, ampersand. Okay, yeah, okay. Immutable reference to a sequence of UTF-8 characters.
Mm.
Ah, all right.
Oh,
So
it's
I think
mutable.
I kind of got it backwards.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay, ownership. That's a new thing. I'm part of the heap idea that it describes up above. Can change the contents of a string because it's mutable. Yeah, string is stored on the heap. Yep. Okay. Yep. So this is a pointer, basically. Right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the reference, and this is the value.
Mm. However, it is not stored on the stack, meaning its size needs to be known at compile time.
So I think I got it right in the end, like how I was describing it. So to owned essentially says, put this on the heap so I can mutate it. So I
Mm.
own it, so it doesn't disappear. Okay. Either way, we have our NFTs,
Mm-hmm.
and now we can pass them into this as arguments. So we have our non-fungible token, we have the accepted payment token, which, I mean, is there any way to just get like Radix?
Yeah, looks like
Radix
it's
token.
Radix underscore, yeah.
Okay, so I guess we
You
can
know,
just
I,
use this.
I actually have a outside of this slightly. I actually have a theory. Tell me what you think about it. Um, I think a lot of like Solana developers may end up finding themselves over um coming over to Radix. That's what I'm kind of predicting. What's your thoughts on that?
Hmm.
Hmm?
I don't know. That's a let's see. I don't know too much about developing on Solana. I would say I would hope that they'd move away from Solana and hop on Radix. I think that'd be cool because I feel like there's a lot of people building on Solana.
It's just
Oh,
because I know Solana uses I think they develop using Rust on there.
yes. Yeah,
So that's why I'm kind of thinking possibly it wouldn't be too much of a stretch for them to go into Scrypto.
that's true. That makes sense. Okay, that's a weird error. What are you trying to tell me? The trait bound code is not satisfied. The trait is implemented for
Crypto prelude bucket.
what? What?
Wait, go back to that again. Go back to that error again. I'll just look it up. The trait bound Crypto prelude bucket.
ChatGPT is not implemented for bug.
Like the encode trait.
Create a new type wrap. Okay. First off, let's see if we know how to actually use this manifest args. So buy special card, non-fungible local ID.
Mm.
Oh, that's the difference. That's the difference. Okay. So, and all these things that have self in them, like those are the methods. And the functions that don't have self, those are the actual functions.
Oh,
That makes
okay,
sense.
okay.
So like this is how you define like you can only call this on an instantiated version of this blueprint, but this function you can call anytime, anywhere. So that makes sense. Okay, let's see. What have I done? So I have by, which has the self. Okay, okay. Doesn't solve the problem though. Oh, it's a vector of buckets. How do I make a new vector?
Think it's VC exclamation mark. Yeah, is that it? Let's have a look. 1 second. Vector rush.
Well, that got rid of an error. That's good.
Oh, look, here you go. I'll paste it. I'll paste it into I'll just paste it into the chat. Here you go. That's how you make a new that's how you instantiate a vector. You want a vector with a specific length or
I think it's a vector with a length of one. I'm trying to use a floating point number where the encode trait is. Do I have to do like a decimal new?
for the vector I pasted in the correct instantiation, by the way. It's in
Yeah.
the
So we have
chat.
that mutable back. Is that how I do that?
What voodoo are you doing right now? What are you
I don't know.
doing? What is going on?
I'm just trying to give this vector a type because it was like, I don't know what this
Ah,
is. So I wanted to be a vector of buckets, right?
makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah.
So I mean, how do we do? I have an example. We've got vec bucket here. That's maybe if I do vec bucket, then this new will just work and be happy.
Oh, sweet.
There we go. Okay. Mismatch types. Expected, immutable reference, bound struct, Scrypto. What? I need this to be mutable. Oh, didn't fix it. It's expecting a vector. What does append? Oh, okay. Append does not do what I thought it did. All right, let's see. How do I add
I think it's push.
push?
Yeah, I think it might be push.
Push. Yep, perfect. Thank you. Perfect. Great. So I guess NFT bucket still has to implement this weird error thing. This probably doesn't work right here. All right, let's comment out everything except this first thing. Hit me.
Manifest,
Do we have the error? We do. Okay.
manifest args. Wait, do you know? Do you know what arguments you need in manifest args? Or are you still trying to find that out? I mean, not
Well,
arguments, parameters.
I'm assuming it's these four things
Okay.
because this is the function that I'm calling. So these are the
Mm-hmm.
arguments I'm trying to pass in. Vector of buckets, a resource address, which is Radix token, the accepted payment token, the price, which is a decimal, and the vector royalty share.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm trying to pass in right now.
All right. I'm gonna yeah, I'll search the docs, see if there's anything there for the manifest args, just to make sure. It's, mm, treatment, natural error here. Let me go into GitHub actually. Um,
So basically, it's telling me that it can't encode the NFT buckets. Is that because they're mutable? Uh,
yeah, I don't think take it off of yeah, take the mutable um
I took it off, but it
declaration.
didn't change anything.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so NFT buckets is just a vector now. Huh.
No, but I don't think you did though, because you've got where it's got create our NFTs, you've got mutable there. You still got
Yeah, but this isn't used anywhere. Like
are you
NFTs, like I commented out here. So I just have NFT buckets, which is this. So like if I were to do like for example, if I just do vector new, I guess it's
yo,
fun.
I'm gonna have to jump off because it's pretty late over here. But yeah, no, I really like this session. And yeah, like just let me know the next time you're doing this, and yeah, I'll definitely join.
Yeah, I'll let you
Yeah,
know. Messing with all these.
no, it's good though. I think what you're doing is no, it's definitely providing value for the community, 100%. Hopefully more people tune in and stuff like that. But yeah, what's the name of the channel?
Just on YouTube, Atlas Audica on YouTube.
Oh, okay. All
So
right.
I'll ask someone about this manifest args and show. I'll ask Jake what he thinks because it's kind of weird. I mean, I got this non-fungible tokens, this vector bucket from I believe it's his code or just some official code, or I thought I did. Maybe I didn't, but maybe it's
I
not
want
possible. Maybe it's not something we can do.
I want to see
Yeah.
what he puts in his manifest. So he's got for this one he's got so this happens in a few different methods. You got your call method where this happens, and I think you've got your call function where he uses it as well. This is in the folder of this is in the test folder actually. Magic card test lib.rs. And then he uses it in a few places. So I'm just trying, yeah, some places it doesn't have a parameter, uses it with call method, call function. Um, yeah, what what's meant to go in there? Um, I'm gonna look somewhere else as well. When you got that, you know when you got that itch, you got that itch that you need to just solve that. that one little thing that's holding you back. That's what's going on right now. I might stay on for a little bit actually until we get an answer to this. Um,
Yeah, 'cause I'm not sure if there's any instantiate that actually accepts a. I'm just gonna that accepts a list of things, right?
hmm,
I'm just gonna check, but I think it's totally possible that it's not that it isn't possible. I think it should be though. I feel like I should be able to pass on a list of buckets. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I'm gonna ask. I'll ask. Let's get some help here. It's time to reach out.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I appreciate you hopping on board. It's been fun.
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
see
No,
this.
absolutely, man. 100%. Yeah, I hit you up. Yeah, I hit you up next week or something, and yeah.
All right.
All right, cool, man.
Good
Catch you in a
one.
bit.
Should I just call you T?
Yeah, yeah. Call me T, man. That's fine, man.
T? All right, T.
All right, man.
Have a
Catch you
great
later.
dude. Sleep well, man.
Peace.
See you guys. Thanks for hopping in.